Hey guys, what is up? It is Mike here from the Battle Nations Bros, and we are finally back. We're going to be bringing you guys some new content today. We're really excited to get back into this. We missed you guys. We're sorry we couldn't put out some more content sooner. We've just been very, very busy lately, but we're very excited now that we get to show you some more content here, and we're going to be coming at you first with a top 10 video. So we really do hope you enjoy. We'll be focusing strictly on Battle Nations now, so you don't have to worry about any of that other random garbage appearing. So please stay tuned for the video, and we hope you enjoy. Alright, starting out our list at number 10 on our best non-nanopod units is the heavier tank. Now, this tank is basically the best tank that you can get non-nano exclusively without using nanopods, especially on its counterpart, which is basically the mega tank. Now, many guilds really make this almost a requirement to rank these up. Unfortunately, mine are only at rank 2, but I do have many of them. They're very important to have, especially if you don't really want to dish out a whole lot of money for mega tanks, which are almost obsolete at this point. So, yeah, just to show off a little bit of what it does. It has a very good... Yeah.
Alright, yeah, and they're good in boss strike.
Yeah, these are especially good units to use during boss strike because you can manufacture a ton of them if you have the widgets, and so you just farm for gears and you can just make a ton of these things. They're really good to have. They're just a great blocking unit in the front. Just to show you, these are just some rank 2 stats here. It's not really, you're not really going to focus on using it for its damage. It's basically just a meat shield that you're going to be putting in the front. Of course, that's if you're not loaded with ungodly amounts of legendary sandworms or mega tanks or whatever you might use. But yeah, this is definitely a very important unit for boss strike to have because you can keep dishing them out even if they take damage, or if you have a bunch of them go down at once. You don't have to worry because you just have a ton of them. And that's basically one of the main reasons why you use this unit in bulk. So yeah, number 10.
Alright, the unit that took the number 9 spot on our countdown is the electric fence. Now, rarely is this used in common battles, but these things are pretty effective when it comes to boss fights as well as boss strike. When they came out with these, I mass produced them. Obviously, we're not on my account right now, but mine are a couple ranks higher than Mike's, as well as I have a couple more, but I don't know. I know you guys don't want to hear that. Anyways, this unit's better than the normal wall, portable wall, because it can attack, as you will see here. And it actually does some nice damage. As you can see, it can also stun the other units, so that's one great advantage. As well as it's a really good meat shield that's good blocking, and a lot of people use this while they're fighting the Ancient Sentinel, or the Goliath tank, or the Spider Wasp Queen. So it's an all-around good unit you want to have, and the fact that it can attack just makes it an even better blocking unit.
At number 8 on our countdown, we have the Pelican. Now, the Pelican is very unique in the fact that it is basically the only trainable air unit, well, the only consistent trainable air unit, as you could also get the Infected Hunter, but of course that costs the elusive black nanopods, so we don't really count that. You're just going to need some gears to train this Pelican. It is unlocked at rank 31, even though most of the Battle Nations population at this point is around rank 70, so this is basically purposeless. Nevertheless, it is a trainable air unit, which makes it very unique in that fact, and it can also be placed in naval battles. It has its own torpedo attack and everything like that, and then of course it can also be placed on land, making it a very versatile unit. Now, of course, it's not going to have the best stats because, you know, Z2 didn't want to make it that way. A trainable air unit can't be good. As you can see here, it has basically no armor. It's going to get shredded almost immediately. You're not going to really want to be using this against the Dreadnought, obviously, because it's going to get destroyed almost immediately. So it's really not purposeful there. But at lower levels, I can imagine that this would be pretty unique to a younger player because this is the only trainable air unit, especially if they haven't participated in a boss strike. Coming in at number 6 on our countdown is the Peacekeeper. Now, we have very specific reasoning for this. Back during the time where we can barely afford a heavy tank because of the resources that are required much earlier in most level 70s careers now, I mainly used, of course, just me, but I'm sure a lot of other players did this. Steven did as well. We used Peacekeepers. Now, Peacekeepers were very powerful. They're not going to be very powerful against these level 68 Raiders, obviously. I'm just putting them out there because just to show what they can do. But we were all trying to get to this heavy tank, but all we had were these Peacekeepers, and they were a great alternative. Their attacks are pretty powerful. Even though some of their attacks can't completely kill a unit, they still have some pretty good stun attacks. I have the vehicle attack right here that can stun vehicles. That's a mini EMP. But of course it has that tear gas canister. I was actually pretty close to getting these to rank 3. This was one of my consistent units that I used back in the time, and I'm sure many other players did as well. And it's because of this use, and that we used it for a long time. Like, it's standing up pretty well against these level 68 Raiders for being a unit that was unlocked at such a lower level. So that's why this unit deserved a...
Let me add something.
Oh, wait.
Another good thing to add, if you're looking to use an attack that's going to make your opponent hella salty after you beat him, you can use its stun attack, minus 1 HP. If for some reason he has 1 HP left, you can finish him up, make him feel hella salty, make him look really bad, and yeah, it's just something to embarrass your opponent with.
Nice. And plus, compared to the other tank alternatives at the time, like the Puma and the light tank, this is just a much better alternative. And you can make your opponent salty. Fantastic.
Number 5 spot on our countdown is the LDs, or the Lightning Dragoons. Okay, these are my day ones. These are my ride or dies. These things, they do some pretty good damage, as well as they are a great unit to help rank up other units in addition to the Wimp. So, just showing you some damage right there. You can see that unique U shape, as well as does some pretty good damage, especially if the unit doesn't have armor, which I know nowadays is pretty rare, but still it's a pretty good unit, especially for SP. So if you can't use this to benefit your army, it'll do your guild a big favor by using this to help drop Wimps. That will be a lot more effective.
At our number 4 spot is the Tank Killer. Now, the Tank Killer, it's always been known as that one unit that if you want to dish out just a ton of damage, this is the one that you use. Especially against the boss fight, the Ancient Construct, it's definitely very popular there, as it just deals out massive damage to this boss.
It's more of a mid-level unit, especially if you're looking to defeat the Construct for one of the first times. It's definitely one of the units that you use, that you need at least a couple of them out there in order to do.
Yeah, they're very essential to dish out just massive damage at lower levels. If you don't want to use a promo variation of some huge unit, this is definitely the unit that you go to right away to dish out the huge damage.
Number 3 on the countdown is the Battle Raptor. Okay. This thing, I know that many of you guys do not use this now, since many of our viewers happen to be high level. But this thing, honestly, when you were, from beginning to when you were level mid-30s,
Yeah.
this was a unit that was dished out pretty high damage, as well as the fact that you could use it constantly. One of the reasons why this is so good is the fact that the cooldown is only 1. So you're talking, 70 to 120 damage every other turn, especially it does crit quite often. So it's just a great unit. Minus 95 right there. Alright, well, clearly these things are actually pretty good. The guys I'm playing apparently. So it's not the kind of unit you want to put in the front row, but definitely some great damage. 89, especially against a little lower level opponent. It's one of the units that you definitely use for a long time when you're just getting developed.
The runner-up on our countdown for best non-nanopod unit is the Plasma Artillery. It's actually the Artillery Plasma Cannon. This unit, it's almost pretty obvious how awesome it is. I'll just show you some attacks real quick. It's very infamous for being known to dish out a ton of damage to a ton of units at once. It's a very effective boss strike unit. You can use it in boss battles. It has applications all over the place, and it's definitely one of the best units that is currently in Battle Nations.
Especially with artillery.
Yes. And also that it's non-nanopod is definitely a huge victory for those who don't want to dish out all the money. As you can see there, it just is devastating these level 68 raiders. It's not even funny how devastating it can be to these armies. I mean, look at this.
Not funny.
So this really needs no further explanation. The plasma artillery is definitely an all-around great unit, and if you can get your hands on some of these and rank them up like I did, unlike Steven Ruiz, these will definitely be very important in your army.
So the #1 non-nanopod unit that is available in Battle Nations is the Wimp, and I am going to tell you why that this unit is better than the plasma artillery. Clearly, you could see from our section before that the plasma artillery does a great amount of damage to a wide range of units, but in my opinion, the Wimp is the reason why the plasma artillery has been able to become so good, as well as it's literally the base for every single unit in this game. Not only is the Wimp dish out great attack, especially if you're a low level, under level 50, you can tear up boss strike. One of our friends, Detonator_321, he has rank 6 Wimps, and he got them when he was like a level 35, and literally he could beat boss strike probably by just throwing out the 3 Wimps. Maybe that's not necessarily completely true, but he could get through at least 2 or 3 waves easily without a unit dying. So not only does this give out great damage, and it's a lot of HP really when you look at it, but it's the basis for upgrading and ranking up every other unit in this game. I mean, think about how much more time we'd have to spend ranking up the units if we didn't have things like Wimps to base the SP from. Units such as the plasma artillery, mega tank, plasma tanks, other plasma units, all the promo units, all the boss strike units, the list goes on and on. If we didn't have Wimps, I feel like the Battle Nations world would look a lot different today. It's definitely a unit that if you don't have rank 6 Wimps, you should go all out to try to get them, especially if you're in a mid-range level, because these things can literally make your army so much better.
Alright guys, thank you for watching this video and just taking a look at what we had to say about our top 10 list of non-nanopod units and the best that they are in the game. Of course, this list can switch around all over the place. You can argue all sorts of different sides on where units can go. There's different honorable mentions. The list just goes on and on, but this was our personal opinions, and we hope that you enjoyed, and we hope this gave you some hope that not every good player has to have stacks of nanopods or money to waste on this game. So, yeah, guys, this was the Val Nations Bros here today, and we hope you enjoyed. Rate, comment, subscribe, do what you do, and have a great day. See you later.